Discounty is a cozy shopkeeping game where you run your own store, ordering stock, decorating your shop, serving customers, and getting caught up in small town drama. But when you first start, it feels like the game throws everything at you at once. Deliveries, stocking, decorating, pricing, and it's hard to know what you should focus on first. Hello everyone, and welcome back. So in today's video, I am sharing 15 tips I wish I knew sooner in Discounty so that you can focus on growing your shop and enjoy the cozy side of the game. There is actually going to be a little bit more than 15 tips as well because we do quick fire tips at the end. So let's get into it. So tip 1 is that you can open your shop early if you want. So you can open it up whenever you want, first thing in the morning, and the time will automatically skip to 9 a.m. And you can either do this from the sign by the door, or you can go to your computer when you've unlocked it and open the store from there. If you accidentally miss work as well, it'll come up with a pop-up to say you have 30 minutes to get to work at 9 a.m. Then it'll say you are late for your shift at 9 a.m. And then at 9:15, it'll automatically take you to the shop and start your shift. There are no repercussions for you turning up late either. It just means that some of the customers will be a bit grumpy, but you still get the same amount of customers and you still get Ms. Anderson turn up as well. Tip 2 is that it auto saves at the end of every night, so you don't need to worry about saving, but you can't manually save. So it's a bit like Stardew Valley in that respect. So the only way you can save is by going to bed every night or by starting a new day. Speaking about sleep, you don't need to worry about going to sleep either. They say you need to go to sleep by midnight or you'll pass out, but this just means that the screen goes dark and then you end up back in your van at 6 a.m. There are no repercussions to not going to sleep on time, and you still wake up at 6 a.m. with everything still left in your pockets and all of your money still left. So you can either go to bed early if you want, go to bed before midnight, or just stay out late if you want to. Tip 3 is look out for the deep shelves and the deep coolers. So when you first start, you'll only be able to stack 5 products on the shelves and the coolers, which to be honest is a real pain when it starts to be getting busier. But if you keep a lookout in the hardware store, they sell things that are called deep shelves and deep coolers. These hold 10 products in each. They do cost more, 125 shills instead of 50, but they are well worth it. So keep an eye out for those and get them when you can. Tip 4 is use the recycling center. So if you want to get rid of those excess shelves and coolers that you have, you can take them to the recycling center that is next to the hardware store. I would recommend keeping a few of the shelves and coolers because as you upgrade the store and get more products, you will need those shelves, but you can get your money back and recycle them for exactly the same price that you paid for them. You get 50 shills back when you recycle the shelves or the coolers. You get 100 shills for 10 cans that you recycle, and you get 45 shills for recycling each set of boxes. So you end up recycling styrofoam boxes and cardboard boxes, and you have a machine in your shop that helps you recycle them, that kind of like crushes them down to recycle. That machine takes 3 boxes to crush them and make 1 box to recycle. So you will put 3 cardboard boxes in your shop machine to crush down to make 1 cardboard recyclable box that you can take to the recycling center for 45 shills. Tip 5 is go shopping. So the items in the shops change every day, and there are 2 shops. There is the hardware store and the antique shop. And so if you see something that you want that day, please get it, because the amount of times times that I have seen something and been like, I'll just wait until I make room in my shop, and then I don't see it for 2 weeks is utterly ridiculous. If you see it and you want it, get it, because it is great that the stock changes every day, but the rotation system is rubbish. The antique shop sells furniture which you can decorate your home or your shop with. It also sells wallpaper and flooring which you can use in your home and your shop. And the hardware shop sells things like shelves, coolers, and boosters. Speaking of boosters, that is tip number 6. So these are really handy for your shop. Don't bother buying a seafood booster when you first see it, like I did, because you get one when you complete a quest. Otherwise, you end up with 2, which takes up space in the really small shop that you get to begin with. And it just wasn't worth it. Boosters are great because they boost the chance a customer will buy that product when you put it next to the shelf or cooler that it's located. So the seafood one will boost the seafood products that it's next to. There are also household boosts, soda boost, product boosts, and lots more. Tip 7 is about money. So money comes really easily in this game, but you need to balance spending and saving wisely, because you can spend money very easily as well. The products in your store are insanely priced. Like, I would not spend 9 shills for milk. So you get a lot of money at the end of your day, but you also need to save that money. Because for your first upgrade to the store, you need 3,000 shills, and you actually run out of space really quickly. It's really surprising. So you need to try and keep some money aside for that. Your next upgrade is 8,000 shills as well, just to warn you. Tip 8 is about the introductions of villagers. So you don't need to meet everyone until your first Sunday. You also don't need to explore the town till then, to be honest. I mean, you could, but you don't get a quest to meet people till Sunday, so you don't get the villager or customer tab on your PDA until then. So it doesn't really give you any backstory about each person, but if you do meet them before gaining the quest, it does count towards that quest. So it is completely up to you. Speaking about villagers, each villager also has a cutscene that you can unlock as you get higher in relationships with them. Some unlock through trade, some unlock through relationships as you talk to them, and I will explain trading in a second, but it will tell you what you can unlock in that customer tab on your PDA and with what villagers. As you unlock it, you get cutscenes, and it also updates on their bio as well. So, trade deals. Trade deals are basically just new products that you can gain from different villagers and associated with what they do. So Fisher sells you fish and Carl will sell you oats from his farm. You then get to sell those in your shop. You have targets or challenges, they call them, to hit, and you can get to the next tier by hitting those challenges. I would recommend getting all of the stock when you talk to that villager, because they only have a limited amount of stock each week and it doesn't get delivered to your shop. So to save you going backwards and forwards, just get everything that they have that week, because it'll spawn next to where you find them and you need empty pockets to be able to carry all the stuff. It also tells you when the stock restocks. So usually it's a Monday, Wednesday, Sunday, things like that. You will also need to remember this, unfortunately, as it doesn't tell you anywhere unless you go to the villager and into the trade tab. Tip 11 is about the cutscenes. So there are cutscenes that you find around town as well, but you won't be able to do all of them at once. So once you have completed your first week, you'll have items pop up around town that glow like a yellowy orange, and then when you go up to them, they will sometimes turn white, meaning that you can interact with them and a cutscene will happen with a certain villager. Sometimes though, they will stay yellow, meaning that you need to unlock that cutscene with the villager, or you need to keep playing through the main storyline to unlock that cutscene. So let's go back to the shop and talk about the ordering system. So you get given a computer, and that is how you get to order all of your products. I wish it was a bit obvious when you were in it which button you were clicking, but you put the items you want in your cart, and you can come back and forward to this as much as you want throughout the day. So if you can't remember what you needed to buy and your memory is like a fish, like me, it is very handy. So you could put soda in your cart, come out of it, see you needed coffee, and then go back in. You just can't leave it overnight because it kind of resets. Once you order it and the truck turns up, you then get a countdown of how long the truck stays. You could do this while there are customers in the shop because it does give you a nice long countdown, but I find this easier to do after the shop has closed because I find it hard to concentrate on collecting the order from the truck and concentrating on the customers. Then I find it counts down way too quick. Tip 13 is all about your discounty points. So you unlock a point store on the computer that when you do daily and weekly tasks in your shop, you get points for it. And you can spend them on new products or perks, like more bag space or a scanner. I saved up for the scanner thinking that it would be better than adding everything together. And let me tell you, this is so hard to use on the Nintendo Switch. Try to leave this until you really have to get it. It took me forever to work out how to use this. Once you get the hang of it, it is slightly better, but it's still difficult and it's not very accessible friendly. So the idea is that you have an info on the left-hand side, which tells you where the barcode is located, depending on what the product is. So if it's produce, if it's processed, if it's drinks, and you need to move the L stick up, down, left, right, depending on which product it is. Now, for the longest time, I couldn't understand this because it doesn't give you any tutorial. You're just thrown into the deep end. But luckily, it does shine yellow on the side that the barcode is. So instead of just rotating the L stick around like a mad person, I have found if you just press up, down, left, or right, you will get there eventually. The drinks and the household products are the easiest because it is just an up or a down. The hardest ones are the oats or the beef. For some reason, it does come with a learning curve, which is annoying, but I have found if you just flick the L stick left, right, up, down, it does become slightly easier. Tip 14 is all about the map. So you unlock the other areas of the map while playing. So you unlock the farm area when you start talking about trade deals and you need to talk to Carl. And you unlock the forest area after a few weeks when the yellow van has finally left the front of your store. The map also shows you where the villagers are, but it doesn't show you which villagers are in houses or buildings. And you can't click on the villagers, and it doesn't show you the other areas. It only shows you the area you're in. So if you're looking for a villager, say in the farm area, you have to go to the farm to see if they're there. And tip 15 is you can unlock fast travel. So you unlock a sewer system, which means you can fast travel. So you get a quest later on when you start seeing rats around the town, and you have to investigate where they are coming from and why they seem so friendly. The first point you unlock is by the hardware store, and other places you get to unlock later by completing mini quests or by completing main storylines. So you don't unlock them all at once. And now comes the tip quickfire round, which I love to do on all my tip videos. So if it helps, try and keep 2 crates of each product in the back, and then you can keep about 20 products in the front of the store. This seems to help with me, especially if you have the deep coolers and the deep shelves. You can hang posters up around the town to increase customers, but I found they're not really needed, just a nice little extra to do. Each grey poster gives you 5% increase of customers, and each purple gives you 10% increase, but I found that you generally get between 9 and 11 customers a day regardless. You can explore, but there's not much around, it's just pretty scenery. I've found a few bugs in the game, which is annoying, but if you click in the settings, they stop. If you go somewhere else on the map and come back, they go, or as a last resort, I have to click out the game, go to the main menu and come back in. That will usually fix it, and those are for bugs that I find in the morning, so I don't lose all of my progress for that day. And that's it. Those are the 15 tips that I wish I knew sooner in Discounty. I hope they help make your shop feel less overwhelming and more cozy. If you've been playing Discounty already, let me know your beginner tips down in the comments. I love when we can all share our tips together. And if you'd like more cozy gaming tips or recommendations, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. Also, don't forget to watch the next video, as YouTube thinks you'll love this as much as this one. And I hope you have an amazing rest of the day wherever you are, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!